Onesiphorus lived during the 1st century and was a member of the Christian congregation, likely in Ephesus. His name appears in Paul's second letter to Timothy, written while Paul was imprisoned in Rome, awaiting execution. During this time of extreme difficulty for Paul, Onesiphorus stood out for his unwavering support and friendship. Paul expresses deep gratitude for Onesiphorus, stating in 2 Timothy chapter 1 verses 16 to 18. May the Lord grant mercy to the household of Onesiphorus, because he often refreshed me, and he was not ashamed of my chains. On the contrary, when he was in Rome, he diligently looked for me and found me. May the Lord grant him to find mercy from Jehovah in that day. And you know very well all the services he rendered in Ephesus. What makes Onesiphorus noteworthy? Courage and loyalty. Onesiphorus demonstrated extraordinary courage by associating with Paul during his imprisonment. During that era, identifying with a prisoner, especially one accused of sedition or insurrection, as Paul often was, could bring severe consequences. Despite the potential risks, Onesiphorus was not ashamed of Paul's chains. His actions show that he valued spiritual bonds over worldly fears. Diligence in service. Paul mentions that Onesiphorus diligently looked for him and found him in Rome. This indicates a proactive effort to provide support, possibly involving navigating Rome's vast city and overcoming obstacles to locate Paul in his difficult circumstances. Onesiphorus didn't wait for convenient opportunities but took initiative. Generosity and refreshing spirit. Paul says that Onesiphorus often refreshed him. While the specifics are not detailed, this likely included physical aid such as food, clothing, or money, as well as emotional and spiritual encouragement. Onesiphorus recognized that even an apostle needed support and didn't hesitate to act. Service in Ephesus. Onesiphorus's household and his services in Ephesus are also highlighted. His contributions to the congregation in Ephesus suggest that he and his family were well known for their hospitality and acts of kindness toward fellow believers. Paul's mention of the household of Onesiphorus implies that his entire family shared in his faith and generous spirit. A broader application for Jehovah's Witnesses. Jehovah's Witnesses often draw lessons from Onesiphorus's example, particularly emphasizing the importance of supporting those in spiritual need, including missionaries, elders, or anyone facing persecution. Onesiphorus exemplifies qualities such as hospitality, offering practical help and comfort to others; loyalty, standing by fellow believers even under difficult circumstances; faith in action, demonstrating love for God through acts of service. His example is particularly relevant to the principle found in Matthew chapter 25 verse 40, where Jesus says, "To the extent that you did it to one of the least of these my brothers, you did it to me." Onesiphorus and the hope of resurrection. The wording of Paul's blessing in 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 18 has led some to speculate about whether Onesiphorus had already died by the time Paul wrote his letter. Jehovah's Witnesses emphasize that Paul's prayer for mercy from Jehovah in that day reflects the biblical hope of resurrection and Jehovah's willingness to reward faithful service. However, whether Onesiphorus was alive or had passed away is not explicitly clarified in the scriptures. Lessons for today. For Jehovah's Witnesses, Onesiphorus serves as an enduring model of faith. His actions inspire believers to be courageous in supporting those who face hardship for their faith, demonstrate proactive love by seeking out opportunities to help others, maintain loyalty to Jehovah God and his servants, even when it requires personal sacrifice. In summary, Onesiphorus's brief but powerful appearance in the Bible paints a picture of a man who faithfully served Jehovah and his fellow Christians. His example continues to motivate Jehovah's Witnesses to prioritize their spiritual family and remain steadfast in their ministry, regardless of the challenges they may face. Please share and like, and please subscribe.